liar. Give us your AARP card. Good morning, everyone. The crap talking has already started, as you can see. We have so got to like find a way to record the backstage stuff and like put some of that stuff out, man, because some of this. Oh man, the stuff we talk about backstage is funny. Where were we? Oh,
good conversations.
Yes. Welcome, everyone. Glad that you're joining us here again on another lovely Thursday. Hopefully it is blue skies and sunshine where you're at. Well, unless you're on the East Coast, because I see there's a pretty massive rainstorm going over there. So sucks to be you, Spencer, because I know it's coming.
Actually, the temperature has dropped in 1 hour, like 18 degrees in 1 hour.
Oh, how yeah. We do that overnight?
Yeah, ours. Yeah, same thing with us. We went through it overnight. I think
down to 50 something.
Yeah, I think we were in the 70s yesterday, and I woke up this morning. It was like 43 or something like that. So
it was getting snow around
88 degrees here yesterday.
Yeah, we're getting snow around 11 o'clock, and yesterday it was 77 degrees.
I saw that behind this rainstorm. There's a big slice of blue. I was like, okay. I mean, that's weird, but sure.
Yeah. We've got 2 weeks of I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be cold or anything. It's gonna be, in the next 2 weeks, it's gonna be like this mid to high 60s every day and stuff, which is great.
Yeah.
We had a few days of in the 80s, and humidity was up a little bit, and
All right.
Look, I'm not going to.
Hey, hold on, John. Hold on before you get started. That's why I said all right, because I had to stop Spencer. I had to get him to put this fucking plane on autopilot for a minute, so we can roll some opening credits. Everyone, go fill your cup up real quick, and we'll be right back with you. Welcome to the Road Dog Coffee Podcast, episode 19.
Yeah,
all right.
You have me excited on the weather, brother. I love talking about weather.
I do too. I think it's an old person's thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I think every single one of
that and opening the mail
on our face.
Yeah. What'd you say, John?
I said I think every single one of us has gray somewhere on our face at this point.
I do. I have a little bit. Just a tad. Just a tad. Not the. See, no, Jeff and Bill, they dye their hair that way.
No, I never use dye products. Sorry, dude. No.
Anyway, man.
You see, Bill didn't answer that though.
No. Hey, you know what? Have you ever seen the movie Finding Forrester when he explains soup questions?
No, I haven't. No.
Go look at that and watch that scene, or just Google that scene, and then after that, when Pedro asks soup questions, I just don't answer.
Finding Forrester. That's got Forrest Whitaker in it, right? Yeah.
Well, it's what's his name? Great actor that plays the Professor Forrester that doesn't like anybody. And he ends up signing up with this kid and teaches him and everything else about writing and stuff. And then in the end, the kid ends up getting basically his inheritance and everything else from this man. But it's quite a good movie. But when he goes through the soup question, it was just like one of those things that I've never forgotten. Like, why ask a question if there's no actual value to it? It's a great way to look at it.
Yeah. So by that rule, John, you no longer get to ask questions. Yeah. Hey.
Is it so, Pedro? Is it going to be a John day today? Because so far between backstage,
it is. I pick someone at random every single week, and it's just whatever, man. I mean, it's whoever is the I wouldn't say the easy target, the fun target for the day. No, I'm joking, man.
Well, you know what? The next time when you kick me around, think about a nickname I can add instead of just being Bill Robinson when I come on the show.
No, I don't mess with you, Bill. Like you're like, so if logistics was the mafia, Like you and Jeff would be like vying for like over boss, right? You know what I mean? But Jeff, no, hold on, John, hold on. Jeff is like the John Gotti, right? Like he's kind of cool. Like we know he's got his crazy side, but he's cool, right? He's palatable. You know what I mean? You, Bill, you're kind of like more of the casino guys. You know what I mean? No one wants to cross you because we're afraid we're going to end up with cinder block shoes at the bottom of Hudson Bay. No. So Bill is your name. Bill will forever be your name.
So Bill, your nickname now is Joe Pesci.
Yeah, but always remember this. I'm the overboss. He's the underboss.
Mm-hmm.
You are, based on Pedro's description, you are the Teflon logistics manager now.
There you go.
You also live closer to a port than I do, so wonder who really is using the Cimento shoes around here, right?
Oh man, Lord have mercy. So what's going on in everybody's world today?
How's everybody's week's been?
Fucking crazy, dude. Crazy. Yeah. No one wants to hear about Jeff's week. Jeff's like, oh, mine's been fantastic. Everything's incredible. I planned everything 6 months ago. That's what.
I've got a friend like that too. There's no issues in his life.
I know. Jeff does have issues. He does have issues. He gets them, like he's had them this week. But sometimes, like I hear Jeff talk about how perfect things run for him, it just makes me want to puke in my mouth. I'm just like, be quiet, Jeff. Stop telling us how great your life is. No, it's been a good week. It's just been a regular rough week, man. I mean, just the same kind of repetitive stuff. I think everyone's going through capacity stuff. This fuel. Oh my God, this fuel.
About a little bit is that
and we'll actually want to talk about that, right? I want to talk about that here later on after we get through everybody's day, because I think it's important that we talk about how tech heavy this industry is, right? But how slow it is for the data, specifically the rate data, to catch up to things. And then this fuel issue is a fantastic example. But otherwise, I mean, decent week, man. Got some big news coming on from my brokerage side. We'll hold back to release that and stuff, but really excited about that. Something we've all been as a company waiting for quite some time. So happy about that. But good week, man. How about you, Spencer?
It's been a pretty good week, I guess. I've been, going back and forth with getting everything done, finalized with the Road Dog cigar. It's just been a bureaucratic bullshit. It's what's holding it up. Well, this form's not right, or then you got to do this. It's just, I mean, hopefully it'll get resolved. I'm hoping this week. But anyway, besides that, it's been pretty good. Can't complain too much. We signed up. I'm sure you saw it. We're going to be one of the sponsors at Tony's show, Large Cars and Guitars, in Bristol, Tennessee. We're going to Red Light Coffee and Cigar will be there. And, the headline act for his show is John Schneider from Dukes of Hazzard. It's going to be a good show this year. Huh?
I didn't realize he was still alive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was the other one.
Same thing about Jeff every Thursday.
But so
you're gonna tell me Uncle Jesse's still around too, right?
Catherine Block is. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun going to that show. I can't wait. But yeah, it's been a pretty decent week, I guess.
Oh God. Oh, thank you.
I actually became Adam's biggest customer.
False, but all right. Anyway.
Maybe biggest in ego. What I'm saying? Like, check on that box.
Yeah, can I have my LTO character here at this time? I just don't feel like going and putting it together today. So
whatever. That's BS. You know that.
Oh, I
gotta do it when they need the product.
You too.
I think it weighs this much. Don't reclass me.
Yeah, I don't want to be reclassed.
Hey, hold on. Hey, on that note, I have a
cheap bastard.
I have a win. I want to declare. Sorry. On that note, I have an LTL win that I have to declare here that is to me the greatest thing ever, and I've been brokering for 5 years. I had a reclass. Everyone's LTL pretty much gets reclass. I mean, it's almost inevitable, right? My reclass was only $7, dude. $7. I was like, what? I was, huh?
You should have fought it out of principle,
dude. I was like, man, when my LTL guy said over, he's like, hey man, it's $7. He's like, do you want me to fight it? And I was like, dude, no, don't, because it's usually like $400 or $500, and if we fight this, then they may remember it, man. They may remember it. So I took that as a big win, dude. I'm serious. $7 on a reclass fee. I was like, and you know what it was for? Was detention. How fucking stupid is that? I swear to God, it was detention for like 5 minutes, dude, or something like that.
Oh yeah, if they're there longer than 15 minutes, it's
it was so stupid.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, whatever, man, whatever.
We used to give 2 hours free with our trackers.
yeah, that's not.
Then
LTL,
it
bro.
went in increments of like every 15 minutes after that. You know?
Yeah,
that is
LTL
not
is
LTL.
depending on who it is. It's 15 to 45. Everett, or however you want to say it. They're 45. They're one of the longest in the industry. They'll wait 45 minutes for free, but most people were like, he said, it's 15 minutes, man. Oh yeah, but either way. So.
Operational problem.
I love LTL. It sucks.
Well, who else had a pretty good week? Adam, how was your week?
Oh, it was a blast. It's every day in logistics is so much fun. Now I let's see. Had a warehouse burn with 10 truckloads inside. Had multiple last minute issues.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on a second.
That must have been some hot freight.
Adam needs a vacation. Adam needs a vacation after the last week he's had.
Man, I'm telling you, it's been something. Had a guy show up for an oversized load after me asking the customer to confirm the dimensions because I said, I'm looking at the Ritchie specs. This says it's taller. No, they said they broke it down. It's this tall. Okay. Get there. It's a foot taller than it's supposed to be. Now we need a pole car. Now we need new permits. Just,
Everyday stuff.
Beautiful day in trucking.
Every day,
Well, transportation.
every
Yep.
John, what about you, brother?
Well, I've actually had a pretty good week. It started off with got a new car finally.
Now tell everyone what car it is again.
Do not give him. Do not let him have the stage and talk about this shit. Don't do
It's
it.
an
No,
electric
moving on.
go-kart.
Bill, how was your day, Bill?
Good luck. No, we've been waiting a week to get it. We finally got it shipped over to us, which is great. And one of the things that I love about it is an EV. So all you guys who are sitting there paying $5 a gallon for your fuel, have fun with that because I never have to pay for gas to leave.
Yeah, but you also had to give up your man card.
That's right.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
I'm a very happy.
Hit your own point with the soundboard.
I don't give 2 shits about anything. I'm happy. My wife's happy. Means I'm happy, and I'm
He's one of those plug and play guys.
Mittens, are you happy?
It's a happy life.
Now, one other thing I can tell you is so far in the last 7 days, I have gotten 5 freight guards repealed. 5 of them. I normally do 1 or 2 a month. 5 in the last week repealed. So it's been a good week to help.
I look forward to the day that Carrier 411 declares bankruptcy.
Okay. I am going to say this only once. We're looking for a way to make that happen.
Good.
And I will leave that there.
We actually used to use those guys.
Yeah, I think
freight guards should only apply for stolen loads confirmed double brokering and serious offenses. Late to pickup. Give me a fucking break.
Well, I mean, now look at the guy who owns Carrier 411 and his credibility.
I'm not gonna say anything
has been
about
utterly
him.
decimated.
Yeah.
Whether or not people are going to want to do business with him when they have a potential new alternative that can be more effective, then we'll cross that bridge.
I saw somebody ask, somebody posted that stuff on social media, and somebody's like, well, what alternatives do we have? I'm like, you have like 6. Here they are. Blep.
Yeah, no, we're working on it.
Yep.
Every single day, somebody's vibe coding a new carrier rating map,
Yeah, right.
but most of them never stick around.
Yeah.
Searchcarriers.com.
Well, I think we can all agree that platform's biggest problem, well, 2 biggest problems is what Adam was saying is, it's stupid. It's like just for anything, you know what I mean? Oh, I didn't like the way the guy's voice sounded, pissed me off. You know what I mean? Like that's it. And number two, they don't, in my I think in everybody's opinion, they don't give a legitimate timeline for carriers to reply. He says they give them 72 hours, but we all know most drivers are not email people unless they're booking their own loads and shit, which a lot of them are not. So anyway, I think that's my thing. I'm all for a platform that lets you review each other, and that's another thing. I think it should be a 2 fucking way street. However, we know it would go the same way. Carriers be the same thing. Oh, I don't like the way the broker smelled through the phone. You know what I mean? So, but I think Adam's right. It should only be for serious instances, like things that people really need to know. Like, you know, this guy was 4 days late to my pickup or to my delivery, you know what I mean? Or whatever the case is. Or, you know, when they got there, 2 pallets were missing and it was a different seal on the truck. That type of shit.
Yeah, there's these douchebags in this industry, and we all know who they work for. They hold these carriers hostage with threats of freight guards. And it's horse shit. You know, you sit there and you hold a carrier for 3 or 4 hours, don't send them a rate con, they go find a different load. All of a sudden, you send them a freaking load confirmation. Oh, I've already took another load, dude. You took 4 hours. Oh, I'm going to freight guard you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's something that Garrett like struggles with a lot is how do you create a platform that allows parties on both sides to like leave authentic feedback on each other, both good and bad. Too much of the focus, I think, on platforms like Carrier 411 are all the negative sides.
Well, the problem, Justin, is that nobody at Carrier 411 gives a shit what the carrier has to say. They don't ever the carrier. They don't even answer the phone calls. If you call and say, I'm a carrier, they immediately hang up on you.
And block you.
And block you. Yeah, carriers are blocked from using the platform.
It is such piss poor.
And if you're a carrier and you try calling back multiple times, after so many times, they turn around and they sue you for harassment.
Yeah.
Here's something that we used to do at Allstate Express. What we would do if we had someone call us for Sprinter van or straight truck or whatever tractor, do you have a truck in the area? Yeah, we do. We got this load we're working on. Give us a rate. So we would tell them that we'll hold the truck 30 minutes verbally, and after 30 minutes, it's getting released. So that right there, we had no issues with like people calling back an hour, 2 hours later. Hey, I got that load. Sorry, we told you got 30 minutes. We're gonna hold the truck and release the truck in 30 minutes. Now, a lot of times we would call back just to confirm, hey, you had that load secured yet? It's been 30 minutes or whatever. We got something else for the truck to do or whatever. We're looking. So a lot of it, communication, just to turn those headaches.
Communication resolves so many of these problems. So many of them. And the worst part is you have a lot of people who are thinking, oh, I'm right because I've got a moral high ground. You may have a moral high ground. You have to have a legal high ground.
A lot of it, John, is just BS. It's kind of like, the big 500-pound gorilla throwing their weight around, thinking they've got all this power and control over the carrier, and they're like, hey, you know what? We're so and so brokers. We're so and so. We can just throw you around and screw that. No, you can't. A lot of it is just
Spencer. Hey, hold on. Okay, hold on 1 second. Thought it was only I could hear it because I was the only other one like wearing headphones, but Sage said it too. Spencer, since you and I have the same board, either back away from your mic like 2 or 3 inches, or you need to turn your output dial, the big one, all the way to the right. You need to turn that thing to like 3/4. You don't want that output all the way up.
No, it is. How about
Is
that?
it? Okay, come back closer.
That sounds.
Come back closer to the mic.
Is that better?
Yeah, there. Okay, there you go. I think you were just too close because he had the same mic as you. So when you get close on it, it like really reverberates in your ear.
I'm trying to do like the Howard Stern thing because he talks really close and he gets real deep, you know. Howard Stern.
Well, these aren't Howard Stern level mics. He's probably got fucking $5,000 mics. This is Amazon special, baby. Hey, actually, they actually make these in a Bluetooth now. Spencer, I think I'm gonna get some of them. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, send me one.
So anyway, I was late this morning. What did I miss? Have we talked about all the disaster shit going on with fuel surcharges?
Not yet. We're gonna get into that in the whole Iran.
Hey, I wanted to talk about that. Adam, go ahead, get us rolling on it, bro. Get us rolling on it.
So in the last 7 days, diesel fuel has shot up to approximately between $5.50 and $6 a gallon in many places. Nationwide average $4.98.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the bottom of the barrel, the cheapest to refine. Why is it the most expensive, right?
It's all the speculators, man. I asked a buddy of mine in the oil industry. I'm like, the United States has enough oil for us to survive for 75 years without anybody else. Why are we not pumping it? He's like, it's not that.
We don't have the refining capability.
I asked him, I said, well, is it the refineries? And he goes, no, it's not even the refineries. He said it's the speculators. The speculators are going out and they're artificially jacking up the price.
Greed.
And
greed.
You see what's happening right now. I mean, supposedly Iran has dropped mines in the Strait of Hormuz.
Yep.
And they took out 2 oil tankers in the last 48 hours. This is only going to get worse. And
our Navy's positioning itself that it's going to start escorting ships through there.
I mean, okay, so they escort ships. All it takes is one rogue drone and a missile. It's still toast.
They're going to have those minesweepers too. They've got the ability to sweep the ocean floor and do different things like that. They can. And I think wasn't Great Britain going to send one of their ships to help?
It's a possibility, but in the meantime, that's essentially completely restricting international trade, which is going to make things so much worse in the United States as far as fuel prices go. And these customers, dude, I'm getting ready to send out an email this morning to all the people that I've done loads for in the last 1 to 2 years and just say, hey, listen, this is what's on the horizon. Get ready because there's nothing we can do about it.
Well, I mean, Department of Energy, when they put out their numbers back on Tuesday, their index was an increase of 96.2 cents. It was the largest single week increase in the history of the index, in the 40-year history of the index.
I don't know if you noticed, John, but it started at 398. It came out Tuesday morning at 398 because we get the DOE updates on our system because we have to pay our drivers a certain fuel surcharge.
Mm-hmm.
So it started at 398. Within 2 hours, it had increased to 498.
So back in 2004, I was in the fuel business before I came into this crazy business we all love so much.
Mm-hmm.
Idiot.
In 2007, working at the downstream, and we did on-site refueling and everything else, the fuel companies at that point made a change. And they decided to follow more of the gold markets and everything else, and they started pricing fuel based on futures and what ifs. So if there's a hurricane that's going to hit the Gulf, it's going to affect production. They would raise the price in advance rather than waiting like they did in the past. Adam, you're not wrong. Back in that time period, the price per barrel was $140 because speculators and the people in the stock market were driving the fuel pricing.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, at the moment, if you go and Google it, and because when we talk about weeks, my week overall hasn't been bad, but I've been dealing with my international customers out of India, Germany, China, dealing with what's going to happen with fuel, with what's taking place there, because the Strait of Hormuz represents 20% of fuel and 25% of natural gas.
Right.
We have to go and look at the numbers. The United States gets basically, we're getting 7% of their fuel would come from that region.
Mm-hmm.
Canada, it's even lower. Then when you look at 2024, the number dropped down to under 5% because Canada picked up a considerable amount of fuel with the United States. It was cheaper and easier for them to produce. So the volume dropped below 5%. However, that global supply is going to affect China, India, all of the main big SSL shippers in that region. So the fuel companies have decided to start speculating, and they hammered it hard. Today in Canada, our rate dropped. Now ours are liters versus gallons, but still it dropped about 8 cents a liter last night, today. And of course, the U.S., they have released 400 barrels from a global standpoint out of OPEC and everything else to try and bring the prices and control them. One challenge is Mr. POTUS, Mr. Trump, who said he's going to protect these ships. As of last night, and with these ships being hit, nobody's going to try and attempt that. And the one thing the Iranians want is they want to try and make all of us pay and get the barrel up to $200 to make it so that we suffer the most in North America with speculation. By the same token, they're waiting for the U.S. to try and bring a ship in there to escort them because they'd love nothing better than to sink a U.S. ship in the Strait.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't see that happening, and there's no insurance you can put in place that's going to account for this. And what people don't realize is the Hapag Lloyd ship that was on fire that we all got to watch burn beautifully on TV yesterday, that was just trying to berth. It was trapped in there to begin with. It wasn't trying to actually cross the strait. It was just looking to dock when it got hit.
Yeah.
So
they saw ships got over there. Holy.
So what I don't understand, so, you know, drayage carriers yesterday were 10 to 15% increases on their fuel surcharge. The railroad released theirs, and some of the railroads are at 50% fuel surcharge next week.
Yeah.
I guess it's just going to get worse. But what I don't understand is why are we not getting help from the UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Israel to get boots on the ground to eradicate this problem? It's going to affect global trade.
Nobody wants boots on the ground because
absolutely fucking not. Nobody wants it, no, dude. No, absolutely not. Nobody wants that crap. Congress will never vote for it. The American people, I would never. We're not risking more American lives over someone's stupid fucking crusade over oil. If you want to do it, then they just need to keep bombing the shit out of it. Here's the honest problem with it.
Bombing the right.
And I'm just going to call a spade a spade. What America needs to start doing is just learning to deal with the fucking devil they know and stop trying to fix all the world's problems. That's honestly what we need to start doing. And that's every president. We're all so done with that stuff, right? We're all so done with that.
I'm not saying the U.S. needs to have boots on the ground. I don't want that. I'm saying our allies that are over there need to handle the problem.
I agree. And we need to stop. It's unfortunate. We are the ones that have to babysit everybody. Fucking totally agree. It's sickening, right? And we're the ones that suffer for it.
Adam's comment. So Adam, I'm curious, when you look at it, why, the other countries didn't know it was coming. The other countries didn't know it was going to happen. So why would they be the ones with the boots on the ground?
They have seen Iran as a threat for decades. They were worried about them. They supported us doing something. But now Iran has attacked all of them. They're bombing parts of Qatar. They're bombing parts of the UAE. They struck that 7-star hotel in the Emirates.
Yeah.
At some point, like
with a drone, yeah,
they need to hold them accountable.
Well, we've bombed the drone factory. The drone thing's going to die off because we've already annihilated those factories where they were making those. And you saw where it was on Maria Bartiromo. She had Lindsey Graham on there, so it did come out that they had enriched uranium to make 11 bombs. That was discovered. 11 bombs, nuclear bombs.
11 can do a lot of damage.
Scatter it through electronic devices and screw up a whole lot of things over there, but. I read there was something it was like a little video or something I saw about like go back to Venezuela for a second. So like the oil that comes out of Venezuela is like a thick sludge. You can't feed it through pipes very well, right? You have to have a mixing agent to thin it out, kind of thing, like a paint thinner in a way. I forgot what it's called. We have that here in America. You know who else has got that? And a large supply of that stuff is Iran. So this whole thing. Yeah, it was a strategic move to combat terrorism, because they're funding Hezbollah, they're doing things, and enough's enough. You got to cut the head off the snake eventually, and so thank God he did that to free the Iranian people. And you go back to the days of the Persian people when they had that mass exodus of Iran. The Persians, they're like, screw this, we're out of here. We're not going to deal with this crazy stuff. They're wanting to go back. They're wanting to return Iran to what it used to be, where you could travel there and it was not a bad place to go.
Yeah.
But this whole thing with Trump was a very strategic. Now, understand, he's a very strategic business guy. He's no dummy. That's a fact. He strategically did this, probably used the excuse of, we're going to go and cut the head off the snake and stop this nonsense. But behind the scene, the real motive was controlling the mixing agent, putting a regime in there that oil could be traded, amongst people. I mean, just getting the prices down would kind of control a lot of the flow of oil over there, Venezuela, wherever. I mean, this is and people should realize this was a move for America, to position America, not the world, but America.
I mean, I don't disagree with you.
Back onto fuel rates.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to affect things. I had a broker reach out.
Oh, lightning and thunder.
Oh, no, not in North Carolina.
Yeah, I was rumbling out there.
Yeah, we had that last night.
We got the worst drought in 20 years down here right now. The last damn thing we need is lightning. But going back to it, I had a broker reach out to me that was going to give me an opportunity with our assets to move some loads for him.
Yeah.
And I came back and rated him, and he was polite in his email, but you could tell he was almost insulted just a little bit because I quoted legal loads at $4 a mile.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, don't you think that's a little high, even though, given what's going on? And I laid it out for him. I'm like, no, I don't. And here's why. There's 6,200 flatbed loads within 100 miles of where your loads are picking up. There's 138 trucks for those 6,200 flatbed loads. And I said, we have loads on our internal board right now for our asset drivers paying $402 to $476 a mile for illegal freight going to better areas than where your freight's going. I said, we've got to be higher on the rate if we're going to get trucks for this, especially because this was a project and it had strict crane appointments. I mean, you can't mess around like that. It's got to be, we have to be elevated. We have to be quick to get the capacity, and it's going to cost this. I hadn't heard anything back from him yet. I'm waiting to hear it.
So that's where I kind of want to lead into earlier when I was talking about how the information and the data, for as tech heavy as we are, it doesn't flow as quickly in a lot of instances. Because that conversation Adam just had, I had a conversation like that with every single customer of mine yesterday. They needed me to move a freight because the price has just gone so up, and they're like, oh, well, these other brokers are quoting me this. And I'm like, yeah, I know they're quoting that because that's what the rate tool is telling them. It's telling them this is what it is. But I'm telling you this is what it's going to be because I have carriers on this lane, and this is what they're freaking telling me they need to run it. So, I mean,
yesterday, my sales guy stopped by.
Come on.
My sales guy stopped by a shipper that we have been quoting some stuff for previously. Hadn't heard anything from in a while because he says we're too expensive. And he's like, man, I had 2 guys not show up last week for loads. I'm like, yeah, there's a reason for that.
Well,
so he sent me a quote from Southwest Florida. Southwest Florida out of Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
I quoted it at $2,000. And he goes, man, this is really high. Like, we're getting quotes for $1,300 and $1,500. He said, is this for a flatbed? I said, yes, sir. I said, number 1, you're going to Southwest Florida. There's no freight down there. Nobody wants it. I said, number 2,
you're going deadhead
down there right now is $6 a gallon. I said, these other guys that are quoting, I said, number 1, I'd like to see the trucks that are showing up to pick up. I'd like to look at their safety records. But I said, number 2, they're not quoting you with data. They're not quoting you with info. They're just blindly quoting off of DAT. And they're going to roll the bookings. They're not going to pick the loads up.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to get stuck and deadhead out. So going back to something that Josh had mentioned in his message about hedging fuel. So, obviously, back in the day when Southwest was hedging fuel and all that for their planes, I mean, they hit a bullseye with that. Because hedging fuel can go really bad for you real quick. If you lock in your price, and it can get real bad for you. But that really only works if you have company fleets and you're kind of buying direct for your fleets. But if you're using owner operators and contractors, you can't really hedge fuel out there like that. You have to, that has to be a company fleet. And I agree with him on that about, if you could, see this coming and you want to go ahead and lock in a price before the price increases and hedge it for your fleet, that's great. But that typically works if you're buying it straight from the manufacturer, right? Not, I mean, Flying J's and Loves and those guys are not going to let you say, okay, we want all of our trucks at fuel there. We want to buy it at $4 a mile, and then diesel goes to $5 a gallon versus $4. They're not going to do that. You got to buy it straight from the place where they're getting their fuel from, the fuel farms.
It also depends on, you're right, Spence. It depends on how big your fleet is.
Yeah.
So look at a lot of the large fleets, they're able to buy direct below wholesale.
Oh, yeah.
Direct.
The wholesale. Mm-hmm.
And below DOE pricing. So they do have the ability to do that. But in addition to that, it was reported a couple times on LinkedIn on Monday when the fuel started to spike that there is a lag, obviously, that benefits sometimes the shippers because the fuel lags behind. And then in the following month, the fuel, when it catches up, will be a negative to the shipper and positive to the carrier. So, Adam's not wrong, you're not wrong. The fuel, when you look at it lagging in some cases, it hurts carriers right now when DOE is still showing a certain number, but yet the reality is the pump is not up by that much. So it's going to start catching up faster, I believe, in the lags. And in certain cases like us, we buy our rail fuel on a monthly basis. And so far this month, we have not seen one increase on any of our IML business in Canada. Next month, we will see an increase, and it will be higher because, we're hoping that the things will get resolved and fuel prices will come back down.
Right.
If that happens, then next month, we'll be paying a higher amount until it catches up the following month. So, in certain cases, depending on how you buy it and how you do it, you're correct. But hedging, if you're, like some of the carriers I used to deal with up here in Canada, they're buying 32 million liters a year. They can hedge fuel. They can buy it very effectively because they have so much volume. So for the average guy or the average owner operator,
they're not going to do it. They don't have the buying power.
And if he gets a discount, by the time they put the throughput fee back in and distribution fees back in, he's right back to normal rate, or just slightly under the pump rate. He's not getting a big rate. There's no way a smaller carrier can do that. That's the challenge for them, competing with the big boys.
Yeah. Now you got to be pretty strong to be able to hedge fuel and lock in a price. You got to have some serious buying power.
Correct. But, at the end of the day, hoping that, these things will get resolved quicker than we
I think they will. I think that if they get that straight thing debacle figured out and solved. And I mean, listen, we already control the airspace over in Iran. Come on.
I don't think it's pretty much 60 days, bro. There's no way.
Well, the son of the Ayatollah, who's been elected as the leader, supposedly he's got medical issues, not been seen. That's just kind of what's been.
We don't even know if he's alive.
Yeah, and that's been floated around the news and stuff. Well, he's kind of sick. He's been propped up as the new leader. He's the son of. He's got a target on his back too. Listen,
he's supposed to be making a statement today.
So it's been awesome to see. I got to give it to the IDF and Mossad, right? Like they promoted 4 Ayatollahs in a 7-day period, and within 4 hours,
they're gone.
Pretty much every one of them was wiped off the face of the planet.
I'm glad you said that. So I'm gonna and you probably already know this. The deadliest group in the world is not the U.S. Special Forces. It is not Navy SEALs, Rangers, or anybody like that. The one group in the world you do not want after you is the Mossad. Because they will find you anywhere in the world and you will be dealt with. Don't matter where you are.
It's been
they are a deadly group.
Well, being Irish Italian, I'm going to go with the Irish IRF and the mafia on the other side. They're pretty deadly as well, Spence.
Oh yeah.
You just don't see them coming.
Yeah, you just don't. You don't mess with the potatoes and you're fine. You mess with their potatoes and you are screwed.
That's right.
They definitely have the most clever ways of taking out their opponents, hijacking supply chains and swapping out batteries to sneaking explosives into infrared goggles and stuff. Genius.
Into pagers.
Oh my god, the pagers thing,
bro. This is not 1979.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hang on. No. Hey, my beeper's going off. Oh, what does that say?
Yeah,
it says 911 boom.
I don't know who they'll put in control over there. I mean, it's just it's got to be. It can't be anybody who's going to kind of recreate the wheel of promoting terrorism and chaos. I mean, that's
There's a guy here. There's a guy here in the United States that I thought they were kind of promoting to put into power once they take everything over.
So the original Ayatollah, what was it, 47 years ago, whatever it was, the original Ayatollah that they ran out of the Iranian people, or this Ayatollah who was just assassinated, ran him out of the country. He was a good guy. He was a guy that could work with the world. He wasn't some kind of radical knucklehead. And women could go to college over there, get educations, and then the Ayatollah that came in, obviously they stopped that. Women couldn't go to college anymore, and women just were just kind of locked on lockdown. So supposedly, I guess the son of the original Ayatollah from 47 years ago that was he's dead now, but he was run out of the country. He lives here in America, and supposedly he's, I guess, willing to go back and run the country, I guess. I don't know. There was something, some small talk I heard about that. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I can just tell you, the world's not going to have another radical in control.
I think he would like to go back, Spence, but from what I read online, I don't think Trump supports that right now. So that's where
probably not. I mean, it's got the whole region of everything's got to get stabilized first, and you still got a lot of people who were, because if you look at the Ayatollah who was just assassinated, he's like the freaking Pope right over there. So basically, we killed their Pope, and that's got to be dealt with and addressed. And
but unfortunately, we martyred him instead of taking care of him like we should have. We should have cut the head off the snake, and then he couldn't have entered heaven.
Yeah. So I mean, the people who were his supporters, and you got to think about that. That guy was over there for a long, long time. So there's a long history of supporters that have grown to love him. They may just started out hating him, but maybe they grew to love him. I don't know, but that whole thing is going to have to be dealt with and controlled, and show the people a better path forward of prosperity. Supporting terrorism and doing bad shit in the world is not the way to go. I think we'll accomplish it. I mean, it'll be tough, but I think it'll happen. I think in the end, and I agree with you, Adam, I don't know if this is going to be a 60-day deal or not. It's probably going to go longer, but I think other countries are going to realize we got to jump in on this thing and help the U.S. We can't sit on the sidelines and just throw chuck arrows, because this is a problem. I mean, they could really,
we've got to go in and deal with this. We can't pussyfoot around anymore, like we did with Vietnam and Korea and everything else. Like this, we have got to cut
Trump will. Trump's not that guy to do that. I can tell you that.
No, I don't think he is either. I'll tell you point blank, I did vote for him. I'm not his greatest fan because I don't think he's super presidential.
No, he's not. That's what we needed in this country. We needed somebody non-presidential.
I think he is. He doesn't play games, and I think he's going to see this through.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't lose the midterms and he's handcuffed.
Right. Well, he'll just go through executive orders and do stuff. But the thing is this, I mean, he's a no-nonsense guy. He's a narcissist from hell. Sometimes he needs to shut his mouth, right? We all know that. But I think that, in my personal opinion, I think it was time for this country to have somebody who was non-governmental, through their whole lives, and there was no ties to anything like that. Somebody to come in that was no nonsense and just have a business. I mean, you go back when Ross Perot was being, when he was running. Ross Perot was the same way. Mm-hmm. He would have been
Jimmy Carter never should have let it get this bad. This should have been in the 70s.
Go on YouTube and look at Ross Perot. So Ross Perot took his own money and bought like an hour-and-a-half block of like public airtime and just railed on NAFTA for a solid 90 minutes. Go on YouTube and watch all his speeches during that. It's like prophetic. Like he nailed everything that was going to happen with NAFTA.
If you look at Marco Rubio, and when he was still in Congress, he gave a speech before they gave Iran the 1.7 billion that he was against it and what was going to happen. And it's prophetic. Like everything that he said was going to happen has happened.
It's happened. Yeah. Yeah. And I like Marco Rubio a lot. He's a smart guy.
I mean, whether you want us doing regime change or not, we all have to admit that Iran was the most dangerous country on the planet, and they had to be dealt with.
Well,
they were funding terror all over the world. Every dollar they had was going to fund terror. It wasn't just like they were just bad.
Hezbollah is a little proxy that Hezbollah is. But the thing is this: it just comes down to common sense. Like Marco Rubio gave that speech, Adam, you were talking about. It's just common sense stuff. The problem with our bureaucrats that just want to sit on their hands and not do anything, they don't want the repercussions if something goes bad to fall back on them, or
Well, it's just they don't do anything in Congress for us.
You just needed somebody up there that just didn't give a shit and said, "Screw it, this is about America. We're going to do this. If you like it, great. If you don't, tough shit."
Lindsey Graham is one of the worst human beings on the face of the earth. And we're getting more political than I really want to, but I'll end it. With that.
I'm like, how the fuck did this get so political? I'm just so like, man, whatever. Not my show, but I'm just like,
it's hard not to when you're talking about everything that's going on.
Sometime that's drugging on.
It is.
I was going to say, I've got to go to a 10 o'clock meeting. Look, one thing with all you guys have said, from your lips to God's ears, that it gets resolved sooner than later because of the supply chain implications, the aspects that nobody's going to argue that, Iran oppressed its people for 47 years since they took over the Persian.
Mm-hmm.
Well, understanding there's bad people and bad actors all across there. So at the end of the day, I just hope that from a fuel standpoint, supply chain standpoint, everything else, this comes to a resolve sooner than later, because with everything we've dealt with in the last, 15, 16 months, the last thing we need is increased costs and everything else between tariffs, fuel, lack of capacity right now.
Oh, man. Think about these.
It will spill into general commerce, and the overall inflation rate is going to skyrocket like crazy soon.
And think about all these small carriers that we're just starting to see light at the end of the tunnel.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like, okay, the market's turning. Maybe we can turn this around. Maybe we can survive. And bam, $5.50 a gallon fuel. Oh, there we go.
Well, all their margin just eroded again until it catches up. Adam, you're well said. And, I am part of a group I support, and I get it from the JOC. And right now it shows the spread between rail and truckload rates. It hasn't been that big in 3 years. But right now, the spread in certain cases is $2,000 to $3,000, which means you're going to see shippers moving now at this point heavily to rail, and it's going to affect the trucks again because rail can control things a lot better from a cost standpoint than the trucks can now.
Because rail and truckload has been almost even for like the last 2 years, hadn't it?
Correct. It's been very close. But right now, when you look at it, the contracted or spot, because I just went through with our VP of operation, California to Illinois, for example, contract is $1,200 less on rail than truck right now. Spot is like $1,800 to $2,000 less.
Wow.
So that spread growing, and when you start looking at like California to Florida, California to Arizona, all of a sudden the trucks now that are demanding these $4 or $5 rates out of there. Meanwhile, the rail's still going to run at $130 to $150 a mile.
And you want to talk about people hedging. You look at the Norfolk Southern, you look at the BNSF, you look at all the major Class 1 rail lines. They have their own fuel depots, and they have stocked the crap up, and they are going to sit there and hedge as long as they possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
They burn a lot of fuel, but my God, they can store a lot too.
Well, John, that goes back to what Spence was saying. Is you're absolutely correct. They have the volumes to be able to hedge fuel very easily. In addition to that, they use the lowest grade diesel fuel, just like an ocean liner does, versus the rest of the industry. So from that aspect, they're going to be able to maintain fuel prices much better and make profit off of it.
Yeah, they could use the Venezuelan oil, right? They don't have to refine it down.
I think they can use the sludge that's left over from the distillation process.
Not quite, but they don't need the same particle cleaning that a truck does. But at the same time, because you guys alluded to it, Venezuela's oil is very difficult to be able to capture, to be able to do it. That's why Exxon told Trump that he's not going to go into that market, even though he thought he would. remember, at the end of the day, the reason why Canada, we do fracking oil out of Alberta, which is very similar to Venezuela, very thick and cruddy. But that is why we give it to the U.S. at such a discount, because they have the ability to refine it and turn it into a lower cost fuel with what we provide. So there's lots of different ways when you look at it. The U.S. has been very good and very effective of taking real hard crude and turning it into viable and usable diesel and gas. So, they shared it one time, and if you ever look at it, you can see it online. Jet fuel at the top of the barrel, the cleanest stuff, then gasoline being unleaded, then regular gas, then diesel, then home fuel service, and then bunker fuel. So it shows you the different particles and the way it's broken down and why the refinery costs are different between the different levels.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe somebody in this group understands what bunker
Yeah, Bill, I love having you on the show because I learned so much every time you're here.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, here's one thing.
I know, and it's like Josh said. Oh, let's go back to this. Like, how do I follow Bill? What platform? That's what I was saying. Like, if you were not following Bill Robinson, like, where are you at in your life right now?
What are you doing with your life, Josh? Why are you so bad?
Here's one thing that a lot of companies forget, that intermodal trains can travel 450 miles and move 1 ton on a gallon of gas, a gallon of diesel.
Well, you know what I'll do? I'll share with Pedro, who's on email with me. I'll share one we just did because we, in Canada, we get to move heavy bulk on rail. And right now, we move coils on behalf of automotive as well as a bridge supplier. So we move them currently right now in gondola cars for coils. They're specifically designed for that. They'll carry 15 of them at a time and up to 60,000 pounds. And we can do up to 197,000 pounds.
Wow.
So the truck right now on flatbeds, Spence's big gig, they were actually coming in with the lower market last year up against us at around 15 cents a kg. Meanwhile, we're at 21 cents a kg. But the truck can only move 40 to 45,000 pounds. In the meantime, we're moving 197,000 pounds. When we did the carbon footprint and reduction, to Jeff's point, on how much lower fuel we use, and the fact that a train car is carrying 300 on a good day when the weather allows, in the winter we scale back to 150 containers. So showing that environmental impact to the customer because they want to be more sustainable, being in steel, they decide to stay with us, and we shipped 4 million kgs last year just going west, and now they've added the east on this program, which is up to about 6 million kgs for the year of 2026. So to your point, what using the way you do makes it so shippers will understand the value we provide.
What keeps trucking still in the mix is the fact that trucking can expedite something much faster than rail can. You send something by rail, it's going to take a long time to get coast to coast, the different changeovers, and there's nothing you can do to control that. Okay, whereas trucking allows us to move it at a much faster pace. You can get it from coast to coast in just a couple of days using a team. That's where the value comes in trucking. That's why trucking is a little bit more expensive than the rail. But now that the gap is getting to where it is, how many people are going to sit there and walk away from a just-in-time model, focus more on storage of commodities, and then start railing their products from coast to coast instead of running truck?
Loaded
truck. You hit it very bang on. But when I started in this business in 2008, I knew nothing about moving freight. I was taught everything by individuals and some good coaches and mentors back then. But the one thing that was shared with me by all the old trucking guys when I met them, if you bought it, a truck brought it. And what people sometimes forget when we put the intermodal plans in place for them is it's picked up on a truck with a chassis, it's delivered with a truck on a chassis. The bulk, we have to transload it onto flatbeds and deliver the final mile, unless you have a rail spur, which is very rare these days for shippers to be able to maintain and have.
Oh, yeah.
So no matter what, when they use the word IML or intermodal, a truck is picking up and a truck is delivering. So the expediting of that aspect and the first and final mile of it is still a key component, which is why drayage and truckers are still key and will be key. And the speed of it, I can send a truck with a team and get to BC in 3 days. I can't get rail there in most cases under 4 or 5 days.
Correct.
So the truck will always kick its ass when it comes down to talking about speed. And if it's remote,
anything time sensitive.
Correct. Like when Adam brought up a point in Florida, I was asked to move rail from there to Canada. The drayage cost just to get it back to the rail made it so it prevented it from being viable against a truck picking up directly from there and bringing it to Ontario, Canada. So the application itself, how far you are from the ramp, all of that aspect of it plays into whether intermodal is the right one.
Correct.
And the people selling intermodal don't understand where the tracks and the ramps are. Then your chances of beating a truck, not knowing that when you come back with a rate and all of a sudden, like I got a rate for $3,800 for cross-border rail. The truck still at this point is $2,800 because
ideal customer is 50 miles in circumference from a ramp to in-gate or out-gate. And then there's the two different types of modes. There's the COFC and the TOFC as well. TOFC is a little bit faster because you don't have to wait. For all this, you can just bring in your power unit, hook onto the chassis, and you're gone out of there. So, there's different things, but the supply chain in and of itself, when you're basing, how much inventory, like John said, you're going to keep in your warehouse and that extra transit time of 2 to 3 days, can you do that? And is it worth,
Yeah, if you don't have a rail spur, or then you got to offload it to a truck to deliver it to your facility, that's more cost and time, but it's, yeah.
But it's still expensive when you look at it. So when we do it, in certain cases, we'll use dray partners or our own assets like we do in Washington State, where we run our own drays and everything else of that nature. But overall, when I go to a private box hauler, my intermodal providers, IMCs, they're including dray in that. And then as I found out on international right now, with their buying power in the U.S. and Canada, the price they pay for drayage is 40% less than I pay directly to that drayman. There are ways to control that cost as well. But at the same time, no matter what, when the dray people, like they've done to us in the last 2 months and now this week with fuel, when they start hitting it hard up here in Canada, then we start looking for alternatives. The reality, though, is, depending on where it is, to John's point earlier, you can't get away with not moving a portion of it on truck. The rail can't pull up to your door. A plane can't fly and land beside my building and let me load it. Trucks are required for that, and P&D is required in a big way. So that's why I don't see trucking going away. I don't see it in any way that we're going to look at the final mile of P&D. Automated is very difficult.
That's why the saying stands true. Nothing you touch, you can't touch anything that's not been on a truck.
I agree.
I don't care if it's a straight truck, still a truck.
And in the old days, when we used to do software samples with CDs, even when we shipped it by air, it had to be delivered by a FedEx, UPS ground unit at the end. The only thing that I've watched that is, that when I used to say, like even to the IT guys, well, your CDs and hardware still get delivered the final mile on a truck. Now the software guys, they started sending me emails about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Now we just give a key and they open up the software. We don't have to send the CDs anymore, Bill. So we've got to wait for the truck. Okay.
For those of you youngsters out there, a CD, it is a round circular thing with data on it, and you used to have to put it inside your computer for it to do things.
And it was thin.
One day we'll do a show on dial-up phones too in the circuit.
Hey, Bill, should we talk about floppy disk?
I love how the floppy disk is still like the universal.
Floppy disks are back when John had hair.
Hey, you want to know? So you want to know something that blew? You want to know something that honestly blew my mind about floppy disk? About 6 months ago, I was looking for an external hard drive so I could put all of my media stuff on, and so I was just researching what was a good thing, and I somehow fell down a WikiLeaks Wikipedia page about the history of storage, and like a floppy disk only used to hold like 500 megabytes, a fucking gig.
It held
Not even that.
Yeah, well, I mean, less. I mean, a whole computer could do like a gig, but
gigs. Yeah, I don't think that means what you think it means. 3.
I know what it means.
Megabytes.
Yes. Well, okay, I over-exaggerate a little bit, but point is it was extremely small. I was like, man, you would like, and then someone did a comparison of the amount of floppy disk you would have to equal the memory in just the average laptop. And it was fucking outrageous. I was like, oh my God, like to think about it.
Now we have
Yes.
guys.
Yeah, like I have the same thing. I have a terabyte sitting right here that I can put in the palm of my hand. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, when I remember being in school in the 90s, you know, having to use floppy disk for everything, every program you had to use a floppy disk for.
And you
And,
died of dysentery every
dude,
week. On the Oregon Trail.
it's, I don't know, it just blew my mind. It blew my mind. Like, I don't know. I guess as a, you know, I don't know. I didn't think that it was that small of amount of memory, you know, on those things. So it's
Oh, it's
crazy.
pathetic. I love how the image, the icon of the floppy disk is like stuck around as like the universal save icon. Nobody's seen a floppy disk in like 30 years.
Dad,
It's
what's
today's-
that spare?
Well, my son, we were playing something the other day, and there was like a floppy disk icon. He was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Ugh, don't even get me started."
Please.
Don't ask. Just don't ask. Just click it.
Yeah,
My son's 5. We don't have a DVD player in our house. We don't have like a Blu-ray. I have an old
I'm gonna tell
PlayStation
you a
4
point,
collecting
my
dust.
dude. I
And-
miss my Blu-ray player.
It's kind of the
I do
same thing
too.
for the phone, right? When you type in phone, like if you're typing in on a text, you put phone. The first thing that usually comes up is the old hand receiver. It's usually not the cell phone. You know what I mean? But like you know what I mean? It's like, when's the last time someone has seen one of those things? Really?
People still
You know?
make
Yeah,
people still
do
make this
this.
hand signal. Nobody goes like this for a cell phone.
Well,
That's so
I had my
true.
Motorola.
I love you, Justin. You're a
I'll
true.
date Jeff and I, but I will say this: when I got my first cell phone, it was
Oh,
a
wait a
bag.
minute. Let me
Oh,
hold
boy,
on. For Jeff, for Jeff and Bill. Hello.
Operator, give me 92, please.
Crank it.
Yeah.
Okay, assholes, we
Not
run
even a
that
rotary
way.
dial, like the actual crank. Let me ring up Ma Bell real quick.
Okay, so in any event, I remember after it went from a bag, which it was a workout, 40 pounds, and had the old traditional receiver that you're holding up.
And it was a
And
dollar
then
a minute.
there, they brought out the brick. The brick meant that you got to carry something a bit lighter. It was more portable. And then they actually came out one they put in my car. Well, in Canada,
My dad had one.
Yeah, my first bill, the wire out the back of your window and everything else, the antenna. So my first bill comes in when I was in real estate at that time.
$8 a 1 minute.
Yeah, $475 for my
Ooh.
first bill. I went, holy shit. So after that, I learned how to forward my cell phone. I forwarded it to the office during the day. I would forward it to my home phone at night. And when somebody would call it, I would stop and put a dime in the pay phone and call them back.
Exactly.
So I wasn't going to pay $450 again ever in my life.
When he first,
I did.
I don't remember why he must have bought it off of like somebody else that was like throwing it away. But my dad like installed a car phone in our minivan back in like 88 or 89, and he would prank call people. We would like be a block away from the house rolling through the suburbs, and he would call them and say, "Hey, I'm coming over later today. Bye." Click, and then pull up in the driveway, and they're like, "Whoa, how'd you get here so quick?"
Well, the bag phone that my company gave me, I worked for a development company back then. So he got me a bag phone, and then he gave me one of his cars to drive. And he said I was going to get a Cadillac. So I thought, hey, I'm going to be like Jeff. Look at this. I'm a young guy. Go pick up a Cadillac. I go to his property, and he's got 17 Cadillacs there. He says, okay, pick one. The first three I pointed to belong to the family. He says, I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you one of my dearest ones, and you'll love it. He gave me a 66 Eldorado.
Nice.
Wow.
Now, Jeff will know this, but if you guys Google it later, see the one with the big fins and the red lights going down the bottom of it.
Oh, yeah.
So I pulled up to my parents' house. My wife and young son were waiting there at the time. So I pulled up, called from my bag phone and said, hey, look out the window. I remember my old man at that point just started belly laughing because he hadn't seen a 66 Eldorado in at least 15 years or 20 years. And here was this big white-ass limousine, which was only 2 doors, and I could put like 8 people in it.
Yep.
What did they get? Like 6 gallons a mile?
Oh, I have a company car, so I couldn't tell you, but I tell you this much. After about 2 weeks of driving, and I called him from my bag phone and said, okay, what do I do now? I'm stuck in Stony Creek and the car won't start. After that, I got a Ford Bronco just before the big white one went on a long ride down to Los Angeles. So, it was kind of cool for a while as well. Anyway, I'm a little bit late now. Guys, have a great week. I look forward to speaking to you again next week. Spence,
Thanks for coming on and hanging out, Bill.
Take care, Bill.
And we'll try to think of a nickname for you, but we'll never use it to his face.
that Mac
Can't really get his social media contacts. Is he on anything? Is he on
LinkedIn, man? That's it. Bill only does LinkedIn, and he's. I wish he would get back to it. And Jeff or Adam, maybe you could remind me of what it was called. But he used to write a thing every single month. And dude, it was really good. I'm not a big newsletter guy. I'm subscribed to a lot. I'm sorry, folks. I don't read everyone's newsletter. I'm just going to fucking tell you that. But I used to read his, and I always read the Rob Report by Rob Carpenter. So, but Bill stopped. Bill hasn't done one in a while, dude. Which I think is what he was. I wasn't totally listening, but I think that's what he was talking about. Sending me with something he's been writing. So, but LinkedIn, that dude, he is gold. Him and Jeff are, I don't know, probably the two OGs that, or I would consider OGs that I know in the industry. I don't know anyone with more experience on their side of logistics than them.
Did you guys see that? So when I was reading for a while, there was the Bannon report.
Yeah, I missed the Bannon report, dude.
The guy that is behind all that on LinkedIn, like the
Chris.
pseudo anonymous account. Yeah, he did an interview on Freightways that was released yesterday. It was really good.
There were
He was
3 guys behind the Bannon report.
there was. So funny thing about that. We were the very first show to ever have the Bannon report on. We were the very first podcast he did, and he unveiled himself live on our show.
Yeah.
That was, a matter of fact, that was a fun show. You can go back and watch it. We all wore sunglasses, like dark sunglasses, the entire show, dude. And he does photography. He does photography, so he set up like a light, dude, that was like behind him and cast like just a silhouette of him. Justin, I've got to go find it and let you watch it because it was so good. Even Evan Shelley was on there, dude, for like 3 hours. We were all just wearing sunglasses.
I want to get in touch with him because he said a few things that were interesting. How we're all familiar with like chameleon carrier trucking companies,
yeah,
but apparently there are chameleon insurance companies as well. Like they'll get shut down, they'll just refile and get a new number and stuff. And so there's got to be just like how there's the FMCSA company census file. I wonder if there's a Department of Insurance census file out there somewhere that tracks these guys as well. And that would be a really cool to like add into like a carrier vetting platform. Is like, okay, everything about this carrier looks good on paper, but let's see who's actually supporting them behind the scenes. And it's just like red flag, red flag, red flag.
I've never understood why any of the carrier vetting platforms, none of them have anything that looks at the insurance to verify if the insurance is good.
Is there A rating?
Well, so like with search carriers, you can go to their insurance tab and then hit the history button. And, when you just see the history tab, it's like, okay, they have a policy, it's for 750 or 1 million, whatever. But when you look at the history, it's like cancel. Like every month they're just getting canceled. And I told Garrett last month.
Specifically the chameleon insurance carriers, like the ones that are fraudulent, because that's a big part of this. You have a carrier that gives you a policy that says, "Oh yeah, I'm covered for 750,000," and you trust them for the high value load. And
or you, so the wreck in Indiana last month, one of those guys got a new policy through some company. I actually called them and spoke to a couple of their reps on the phone, and I was like, "Do you guys know who these people are?" Like, I'm not telling you not to cover them or whatever, but do you have any idea who these people are? And they look into the policy and they're like, "Oh, we actually don't insure them. They're through a different group. They just used a broker that used us to get this policy." And I'm like, well, it's your name on the policy. So when they get into an accident, it's going to be your guys' name on it. But I had no idea that was a thing too, where I'm a carrier, I use a broker, that broker uses some other company's name, but then the actual policy itself isn't even an insurance policy. It's they call it an RPG, risk purchase group. And it's just another one of those rabbit holes of like none of it makes any sense to me.
The freaking mired spider webs of everything that goes on now. It's insane that it was allowed to get this bad.
Yeah, and we need more insurance people to come out and tell us how this stuff works, because it's like me knowing Latin and learning Greek. None of it makes sense to me.
I blame Josh.
We can get that. We can get that done. Get somebody to come on maybe next week.
No one can hear you because you're muted, dum dum. Ha ha.
He was unmuted. And nobody could hear him.
Oh yeah, see, bam, dude. That's how unimportant it is.
Can you hear me?
Yep,
we can hear you. Yep. Oh,
Guys,
nope, we lost you. We lost you.
Oh, you mother sucker. Can you hear me, Justin?
Yeah, I can hear you, Josh.
Someone with integrity. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, really.
You don't know Justin very well, Dan.
You can't lose what you never had. So
Hey,
Oh man,
That's actually
Justin, you're
deep.
something. Oh, you're fucking.
no, I was just gonna make a comment. Like I don't know why y'all act surprised when you expect the government, the feds, to enforce this. Come on.
Here we go. Back into politics.
No, there's no politics.
I want to go on record. I tried to get us out.
No, that's a good point because FMCSA last year or the year before with Trump coming into office, they did a bunch of head cuts in the federal government. I think the problem with all these departments is just nobody realized just how important they were, and so the headcounts got slashed, and now the people that are still there are completely demoralized and overwhelmed with like all the crap on their plate, and they just aren't able to do what needs to be done.
To be fair, I think they felt like that already prior to the downsize.
Investigators over at FMCSA, and there's one that I speak to on his personal cell phone at least 3 times a week. And he says even now, that even the DOJ
Why are you calling me?
They are still walking on eggshells. His department, which used to have 20 investigators, they're down to 2. There's so much that they have to deal with that frankly they just can't. And he's praying to get through the next 2 years because he gets to retire in 2 years. So,
and that's a problem. That's always been the problem. There is anytime there's somebody there that can fix something, they're like this close to retirement, and it's such a fucking cliche now where they're just trying to hold on until they can get their pension and then be gone, and then it's someone else's problem. They need
But the problem
new
is
people.
they don't train their replacement, so their replacement is completely
100%.
inexperienced when they come in.
I would see that at every military base that I went to, where I have to go into the office, check in, get my paperwork, and it would be one guy. It was always one guy that was in charge of like the entire office, and God forbid he had a vacation day or something because nothing in there worked. And I always had that thought in the back of my mind of like, what are they going to do when this guy retires? There's nobody in there that knows this person's job.
World. It's in the corporate world too, though, Justin. Everybody's so job scared; they're afraid to teach people how to take over for them when they leave.
Amazon isn't. You go to Amazon. Everybody with a pulse in there knows how to do someone else's job in there. They are completely interchangeable widgets.
You saw where that missile in Iran hit the Amazon fulfillment center, didn't you?
No.
Yeah.
Those sons of bitches.
Is that true? Is that true?
Yeah, very true. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There was an Amazon fulfillment center in Iran.
They're
Wait,
not getting their
Iran or something. I
now.
think it was there, but yeah, they had an Amazon fulfillment center hit.
Jeff Bezos needs to stop launching celebrities into space and just go straight into like defense, so he can like completely
start launching missiles.
Doing that
I told you, bastard.
It was the AWS data center, Spencer. No way.
What?
Even worse.
In the UAE.
Amazon Web Services in the UAE.
Yeah, that's their web hosting service. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just saw Amazon fulfillment.
That's why Google was slow yesterday.
SpaceX is in the game now. They're helping with this whole conflict. They're getting it.
We need it.
Oh, wait, how?
Satellites for defense now?
Yeah, how does that work?
What, SpaceX?
It's called orbital explosives, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this guy.
It's called we launch rocks into space and then drop them from orbit.
That would work, though. So that's technology probably a lot of people don't know about, but it does exist.
Yeah.
Are you talking about dropping the tungsten?
There's a whole lot of things we don't know.
Big superpowers have orbital bombs.
Rods from gods.
Yeah, rods from gods, bro. Like if you start a true war, like a true nuclear war, somebody launches a nuclear missile, the orbitals are coming down, and it will be the end of all society.
That's insane.
And they have, the land-based nuclear weapons have like 1 to 2 hour notice. Orbitals have 10 seconds. Like it's once they launch them, it's over.
And you're not dealing with like the R&D costs of like refining all the materials and stuff. It's literally just a rod of tungsten about this, a couple feet long. Yeah. You send up a super heavy rocket booster to get it up in orbit, and then pick a spot in the map and drop it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Damn.
There's a lot we don't know that they have.
Well, it's just like when they went into Venezuela and they had the stuff that was causing the guys to
the discombobulator
have nosebleeds, and like it was causing massive headaches. Like that kind of gave young Americans a sense of American pride to know that we still have a can of whoop ass available if we need it.
I just shared a video of that. Let me pull it up here.
It's a space race. That's why everybody's racing to be the first, and kind of in space, control space, and all that kind of stuff. That's a real deal, and it's a real, it's a part of national security. People don't realize that, but I mean, who controls the space area, if it's China, Russia, us, or whoever controls a lot, whoever controls space controls a lot. Promise you.
Well, that's always the first thing we do whenever a conflict kicks off is, completely take over the airspace so nothing can get moved.
That's
Well,
right.
we're really good at colonizing. We'll be all right.
Why
Hey,
do you
Joe,
think we're
throw
trying
my
to
screen up
we're
here.
trying
This
to get
is
to the moon, bro?
I know. Let's colonize that bad boy. Everything.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
We're gonna send John and Mittens up first just to make sure it's safe.
That means flatbeds volumes are going to go up.
Yeah, have you seen the new flatbed rockets?
No, now you're full of shit.
Yeah, bro.
They launch going down the highway.
You gotta make me Google that.
Hey, Joe, throw up my screen. I want to share this with you guys. This is like a 2-minute long little video on how the discombobulator works.
One of the most dangerous electronic warfare comes from the disc-shaped objects attached to this Black Hawk helicopter.
They set up a helicopter, troops on the
While the
ground,
Pentagon hasn't officially disclosed the specific hardware,
and then it uses
military
microwaves.
experts often call this a soft kill system.
A
So
soft
how does
kill
it actually
system.
work? To
Why
understand the
is this
weapon,
being
you
shared?
first have to look at what it did. The most likely candidate for a weapon that creates that kind of internal pressure without external sound is a high-power
Power
microwave
microwave
device. It relies on something called the Frey effect. The weapon probably carried by a Chinook or a Black Hawk helicopter fires
honestly
a
surprising we're not
focused
using this
pulse
more
microwave
often.
energy, not sound waves that
What I
passes
don't
right
understand
through the
is
skull.
why is this on YouTube?
These beams are
Why?
absorbed by the water in the brain tissue and the fluid in the inner ear. This energy causes a
the
minuscule
volume coming through?
rapid heating of the tissue, less than 1
Okay.
degree Celsius.
I see
But
brokers
that
using
tiny
this
sudden
technology
expansion
to
generates a
ship.
pressure wave inside the skull. The consequence? The target hears a sound, clicks, buzzing, or a roar that originates inside their own head, bypassing the eardrums entirely. If the frequency is tuned to the resonance of the inner ear, it violently disrupts the body's balance, causing immediate vertigo. At higher power levels, that rapid
scary
tissue
shit.
expansion can rupture capillaries, leading to the reported nosebleeds and internal trauma.
Yeah.
There is another possibility, a weaponized infrasonic pulse emitter. Instead of a continuous beam, this device would fire high-intensity slugs of low-frequency air pressure.
Oh,
below
stop
pulse rates.
Slugs.
These waves travel through the
This
body.
totally
matching
looks like the
resonant
video they
frequency
show you
internal
in
organs like
orientation
stomach
before
or
they let
lungs.
you use this thing.
High-intensity
You know what I mean?
pulse can actually cause cavitation, the formation of bubbles in bodily fluids. When those bubbles
way,
collapse, they create tiny shock waves that damage tissue.
It's bubble
Like-
shot.
The target
Feel
feels
like you're at an amusement park watching a safety video before you get to play with something. You know what I mean?
That's right there. Everybody.
Tactically, the reports suggest U.S. forces use this technology as the ultimate force multiplier.
Yeah.
The result was that the hundreds of Venezuelan guards mentioned in the reports weren't fought in a traditional gun battle. They were incapacitated, sick, dizzy, and bleeding, long before U.S. troops made contact. This allowed a small team of approximately 20 operators to walk virtually unopposed through a much larger force.
That makes sense. I wonder how many, what the range is on that thing when it goes out. How
I mean, from a helicopter.
yeah, but how many people can it affect? What's the radius? Like
Yeah.
a 100-foot
And
radius. Air
is there-
Or next, you're 200, 300 feet in the air.
And is there any shielding from it too? Ideally you want our troops on the ground and then this thing to just discombobulate everybody else, but leave your guys.
Wear aluminum
Well,
foil on it.
you know they had to if the U.S. troops weren't affected. They had something.
They had
Yeah.
aluminum foil. They had aluminum foil on their heads.
Tinfoil hats.
The tinfoil hat guys were right the whole time. Damn it.
Pedro, you need a tinfoil hat show.
This is it. We're fucking on it. What are you talking about?
not wearing it,
What are you
bro.
talking about? We're on it. The inadvertently tinfoil hat show, but we're on it. I'm gonna start hiding. I'm gonna start hiding a little icon of a tinfoil hat in all of
lot you can do
Spencer's
with,
flyers.
I
A lot you
want.
could do with,
I
like,
literally want
frequency and
you and
stuff.
Hunter to be wearing tinfoil hats tomorrow.
Yeah, the frequency thing is real. There's a lot you can do with frequencies, and you can affect a lot
Well,
of things. With
You know how the microwave oven was first invented or discovered? It was a radio telescope operator who had a candy bar in his pocket, and he noticed that when he walked in front of the array, his candy bar would melt.
Melted his Snickers. Next
Yeah.
thing you know, he's a millionaire.
So every microwave oven that's like ever been invented, it's tuned to the frequency of water, which is why if you have like a microwave safe plate, the microwave frequency that's being bombarded inside the oven, it doesn't affect the plate. It only affects the water molecules inside the food. So all you got to do is like tune the frequency, and you have whatever kind of weapon you want.
That's why you
I was always told
freeze-dried food in there to explode.
it's not safe to stand next to your microwave while you're heating something.
No, it's perfectly safe. Okay, when you look in front of the door,
safe.
when you look at the door in front of the microwave, the reason why it's not a plain sheet of glass and it's like those little dots. Yeah, the mesh is because the dots are small enough that the microwaves cannot escape through the holes.
Yeah, that's true.
I used to stand in front of the microwave every day and look at my head. I'm just fine.
It won't stop growing. That's why my hats don't fit.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, this is crazy. It's funny how we have this kind of tech, and we used it in Venezuela to great effect, but like we don't have any reports of it whatsoever happening in Iran.
Jeff is
Yeah,
not.
Or in America, bro. We should be totally using that. Hey, listen, that would be fucking entertainment for the whole family right there. Who could really get mad at just seeing like you'd have to just laugh at that, man. Like if someone we still need to be using that over here. Forget the rubber bullets and shit. This would be so much more entertaining.
Tech. Yeah, not this tech, but like the sound weapons that they've been developing. There are like lawsuits from like this being used on like crowd dispersal.
I don't think the sound thing, because the only reason I say is because unless it could be super controlled, you could inadvertently get like people in the buildings, that are just around that shouldn't be bothered. But this thing should, could be direct. So this is
they have like direct audio weapons. And
okay.
The few times it has been used to great effect, people sued the shit out of the government because they're like, look, there's a fine line between like crowd dispersal and like scrambling people's insides, and they still have like direct what do they call them, directional audio weapons, but like they don't work with this shit. Like when the George Floyd riots were happening, you had like video after video of like cops like blasting crowds, and the crowds are like, okay, what are you gonna do? This doesn't work.
But that's what I mean. This is obviously more effective, and again, fun for the whole family.
One of my favorite crowd disbursement methods, and I wish we'd use it, is water cannon. That big truck pulls up and that blast flying up, people start tumbling across the.
Yeah, but it only lasts for so long until you put a couple of cars in the way. You know what I mean? And then
not just
it's hilarious. The videos
you have some bad PR from the 60s.
True that.
And people losing eyeballs because you're looking directly at the stream, and the pressure just pops an eyeball.
Well, don't look.
Yeah, I mean,
see, we're all coming back to the fact that this particular thing is the solution. We're all you're stop arguing and just say it. This is what we need to be doing. It's fucking funny. I love it. I mean, me personally, I'm a gas guy. Not nothing to hurt people, but a little bit of tear gas. I would say never hurt nobody, but you live.
That's a lie.
People are going to find out where those masks they give out of a Temu are worth a shit or not.
Listen. Unless you pick up the flashbang, it's very effective.
Yeah, I've been. I'm all those. Man.
There was a video. Was it last month or the month before? Cops threw flashbang into a crowd. And the guy picked it up to try and throw it back, and it went off.
Oh my god, dude!
Like
holy
zero self-awareness, survival instinct.
If there's anything shot,
I'm gonna throw this back at you.
If there's anything thrown or shot that has a metal canister around it, don't pick it up.
I know, right? Or if it's smoking or there's sparks coming from it, probably want to wait till those two things are not happening.
Yeah,
or if it's ticking.
That was the kid that held the M80 the longest.
Yeah. The one that put the Roman candle to his forehead. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So do you guys watch this? There's a series on HBO called The Pit. It's about a hospital in Pittsburgh.
My wife loves that show. I haven't seen it yet. But.
My wife and I are in the middle of season 2 right now, and this season takes place during the evening or evening of 4th of July. So the whole season takes place across like an 18-hour shift. So every episode is like 1 hour of a ER shift, and the first couple episodes, it's just that it's like the greatest foreshadowing ever of like we're just waiting for people to show up at the ER with missing fingers.
Idiocracy, baby. It's there's a reason fire and EMS has a job. It's because people are stupid.
Yep.
That's very true.
And there's video after video. Like, I love when they show like the mannequins of like they hold the hand flat and it goes off, and it's like, okay, you burnt his hand, but if you close your fist, there goes your entire hand.
You want to know the thing that kind of like amazes me with this, and we're all old enough here that we're of the generation that like we were so allowed to play with fireworks unsupervised. So my point is that most of the people that this thing's happened to are fucking adults. How is it that children are safer with explosives than adults are? Like, I mean, come on, guys. How many times have you messed around with some cherry bombs or some M80s or some black cats or Roman candles? And I have all 10 of my fingers. You know what I mean?
I grew up in rural Indiana. We used M80s all the time for like, pests and whatnot. And every kid grew up playing around with those.
Can you still buy an M80 in a rattlesnake on the New York Giants? But he was down in Miami, and they were playing with cherry bombs or M80s, and he held it too long, and he lost he was a lineman, 3 fingers.
Yeah, they called him Paul.
Man, you're making millions and millions of dollars. Why would you do such a stupid thing?
I only find explosives fun like when I'm blowing something else up. I'm not trying to blow my fucking self up. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to blow up. I want to just blow up something else. You know what I mean?
I don't know how to tell you this, Pedro, but common sense is not very common.
I know, man. I know, dude. Like, hey, my favorite. One of our favorite things, man. Was to see how many drop black cats inside filled soda bottles. Like, dude, you know what I mean? Like, how many does it take to make it explode? Like, put them underneath wheelbarrows and shit. See if you can make the wheelbarrow up.
I was just as stupid. You would fill. We thought it was hilarious to fill a glass Coke bottle up with water and then stick a bottle rocket, light it, stick it in there upside down, and run.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those?
Pipe bomb. Boom. Glass goes everywhere.
Yeah, we used to go fishing with M80s. We used to dip them in BBs and make a softball size of it, and then light it and throw it in the water, man. We get 100 fish.
You want to know what's fun with it is bottle rockets under ice or any, you know what I mean? Have you ever done that? Like shoot one right underneath the thing of ice? That's really cool. Yeah.
This all pales in comparison to. Have you seen those Mexican? Josh, you probably know this. Those Mexico hammer festivals.
Oh.
Josh isn't a real
these guys take
I'm not even Mexican.
Damn, bro, that was quite.
No judgment.
Holy brown guy, Josh, you must have seen.
Here, Pedro,
oh, that's so funny.
We have Josh and Pedro in here, and I'm the only white guy that knows about.
I'm more Mexican than fucking Josh is, bro. Me living where I live.
Here, throw my screen up here. This is a festival in Mexico where they take sledgehammers and they tape on explosives on the end, and they just walk outside of a crowd. He's got explosives on the end of a sledgehammer, and they just walk up to a steel plate. Ooh.
Dude, what the hell?
This guy's hammer is about to go flying,
and not a single woman in sight. You know what I mean? This is stuff only men do.
Right in his face.
Could you imagine how this first started? All right, you guys know how this first started. This we all know this. This was like 4 drunk guys who after some type of celebration had just happened, had some extra fireworks left over.
Now
and they were like, dude,
look how much he has taped on compared to everybody else. Here he goes.
I hate y'all watch this.
But
oh my god!
There you go, right there. That's when a broker posts a hot load.
Yeah, hot load.
$600.
Oh my god! And again, once more, this is why women live longer than men.
100%. Oh yeah. Oh, it sucks is
dude, not a female in sight in that fucking video, dude. They're all at home, just sitting on the phone waiting for the hospital to call.
I don't know if they still. I'm sure they still do these today, but all the videos I can find of it are like this video itself. That one was from 12 years ago. Vice did a documentary 6 years ago on them, but I can't. I want to find like 4K slow motion, like modern day footage of this stuff.
Wow, you're crazy.
All right, it sounds like a great time.
Before we keep going on, we're going up to an hour and a half. So I've got some stuff to do, some important
We're all
things.
going to leave Spencer alone to his own device.
That's what I mean. So, Spencer, if you want to stay on and end the show yourself, that's fine. But I think I'm about to have to. I know I'm about to have to hop off here.
Rest of your day.
Later, Jab.
See you,
Bye,
man.
Jeff.
Thank you.
All right, buddy.
See you, Jeff.
What'd you say, Spencer?
No, definitely. Yeah, we got people. People need to get to work and do stuff.
Yeah, he's got cigars to go roll.
That's right. That's right. All right, we'll start.
We should do next week. We should do a match roll call episode.
Yeah, next week. Next week is the week before Matt's, so that would be good. Yeah, I don't even know if we're doing a show. We were going to do a Freestyle Friday tomorrow. I don't know. We'll talk about that stuff in a minute. Josh, we'll start with you since you were the latest, the last one here.
You want to, Josh? Just tell us how it's going down. South of the border. How's it going down there?
Josh is going to stab both of you next time he sees you.
I wish I would get deported to Mexico, man. I could really use that right now.
I can really use that. You're a
Man, no
idiot.
joke.
Oh my God,
Well,
Josh, what's up, bro? Tell us the deal.
Just really busy, man. Like people are coming out of the woodwork, shippers want to move freight. Same old, same old. I've been through this cycle before. And everybody have a good week. Are we ending the show?
Yeah, we're about. Yeah, I got things. I got several meetings today, and I have some things to do. And I got some things going on. So with the brokerage. Is that all you got, Josh?
Yeah, that's it. Pedro, good job on the cabinets. That's sick, dude.
Oh, I appreciate it, bro. Thank you very much. Like I said, learned a lot. I fucking still play with them, dude. Even last night, I sat there and opened them like 3 or 4 times each. I'm fucking amazed with it.
We didn't grow up with that,
bro. Well, I mean, what everyone can't see is like I had to do like customize inside that thing, man. Like I had to do certain things for that to work the way it works, and no one else can see it. But that amazes me. Is like fuck. I didn't think I'd be able to do that. Just I mean, I'm talking about myself, but I impress myself the more I learn in carpentry. You know what I mean? So. Justin, what's up, my bro? What you got for us?
Not a whole lot. Just hunkering down till Matt's, hoping to do some networking there. My friend Adam Coleman will be there to do some interviews for his documentary he's putting together. George Rivera, one of the DACA drivers, as part of that lawsuit, he's going to be there. Marcus Coleman is going to be there. There's going to be like I don't know how we do this, but every single year it's just like the network just keeps growing and growing and growing. So I think this year is going to be great. We're going to have a lot of people on all sides of these issues getting together for a good time.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. Can't wait. Cannot wait for Matt's, dude. I mean, I am disappointed that Brandon's not going to be there. Womp, womp, womp. Where's that thing at right there?
I was planning, and I'm going to have to back out, unfortunately, because
you won't be missed.
Ouch.
I love you, bro. Wow. I wish you were coming. What do you got? What do you got, Adam? Since you're going, what you got for us, man?
Man, I don't have anything this week. It's something else. I'm ready for the weekend.
Me too.
Preach.
Me fucking too.
Spencer.
Well, I'll go, and then Spencer, you can go.
Sure.
Appreciate everyone for watching. Fantastic show, as always. Don't know if we're going to do Logistics Lounge tomorrow. We were going to do 2 Freestyle Fridays back to back, but to be honest with you, I mean, I could fucking use a break. So I don't know if we're going to do one. Maybe, maybe not. So we'll just have to see. If so, I'll shoot all of you guys a link. And for what Just said about Matt's, dude, I'm excited for that as well. It's going to be fun. A lot of planning going to that. Can't wait to have you back on the show again as well. And man, I can't remember who I got coming on with you. It's going to be fun though. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great time.
You got to have me and Robert Bain like side by side.
Bain hasn't answered me. I need to text him and see. I don't know. I emailed him, but he hasn't answered me back. So I need to text him and see what he's doing. So, but yeah, I'm excited for that shit, dude. Matt's is the absolute bomb. And Matt's asked me for an interview, man. Like I feel so honored, bro. Like they wanted to. Awesome. Yeah, dude. Like Corey emailed me and asked if I would do an interview for him for a promo video, and I was like, hell yeah, bro. Like that's what's up, dude. So
Danielle was able to get her hands on the program, the big pamphlet they hand out every year. And first page, when you open it up, it's an article she put together.
No, dude, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
It was supposed to be Gord's. Gord, wrote it last year, and they offered it to him again this year. He voluntarily gave it over to Danielle so she could write a little piece on freight fraud because he's trying to promote his book.
Goes to show you the type of guy that Gord is. And see, you say that he's trying to promote his book. He could have easily used taking that moment to put more light on himself. So goes to show the type of guy. I know mine's in the living room next to the couch. I know mine's in the living room next to the couch. Spencer.
Yeah.
What you got for us, bro? Cephas?
Just remember, when you do the Matt's interview, I expect Road Dog Coffee Company plugs.
No, absolutely not. This is the Logistics Lounge, and Freight Ninja. Freight Ninja's paying me to go to Matt's, not Road Dog Coffee.
Adam's officially my producer now, so
that's fine. That's fine. Adam can pay the $90 a month for fucking StreamYard.
I did not sign up for that.
Dude, he couldn't even find the unmute button. You're fired already. All right, everybody. We
love God, love your family, love yourself, stay caffeinated. Go to roaddogcoffee.com, grab some coffee, and go to YouTube and subscribe to the Road Dog Coffee podcast. Look for that little blue medallion up there and follow along.
Mr. Potato.
What's up, bro?
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
I love it.